I started to follow Jesus in July of 2001. I was baptized in August of 2001, and then September the 11th happened the next month. When I met Jennifer on September the 11th at a prayer service, I had no relationship with or knew anyone who had any physical disabilities. And you would think that really we wouldn't have anything to click over, but both me being a new Christian and her being a seasoned Christian, that was something that we connected over, and that connected a lot of people on that night. But she and I developed a relationship from there. She was more mature in the faith. I was brand new in the faith. And we had a lot of conversations about the Lord, and I had a lot of questions. She had tons of wisdom. So I could see through all the physical disabilities and knew that she had a huge heart, huge mind for the Lord. And that's really what connected us as friends. So on September the 11th, I saw the world totally different than I had before. And she knew as a new Christian that I was seeing things differently and that I would see Christmas a totally different way. And that's what I love about the book, that we see it from a different perspective that most people have never thought of, about a conversation between the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And not only would my life be different when I started to follow Christ and how I saw the world, but everyone could have a different perspective when they look at it from God's perspective about what happened the night before Christmas. The thing I loved about the book was you always hear about from Jesus' birth on about the Christmas story. But the night before Christmas, there was a conversation that had to be happening in heaven that we don't know exactly what was said, but it had to resemble this because Jesus was getting ready to enter into humanity, and all the activity that was going on down on earth, there had to be some similar level of activity in heaven. And to just imagine what the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit were saying to one another, I love that perspective. And to be able to tell my kids this story, and it's not just for Christmas, it's a year-round story. The fact that when Jesus came, there had to be some level of conversation and dialogue before, and what that looked like. And I just love that perspective of the book. We see his obedience in his earthly life, and especially in the Garden of Gethsemane when he was being obedient to the Father, but he was also obedient to the Father before he even came to earth. And so Jesus' obedience from the time he was a child until the time he left was amazing and beautiful and perfect, but he was also obedient to the Father before he ever became a man. And to me, that was the most impactful part that I really had never thought about until I read this book. The book is about a conversation the night before Christmas in heaven. And I think it's so beautiful that because of Jesus' coming to earth, living, dying, resurrecting, that now we get to be part of that conversation.